George Reeves, as Superman, could change the course of mighty rivers and bend steel with his bare hands. But fame, which lifted him high, also brought him down, often being too much to handle. Did his fame overwhelm him, or was it the jealousy and greed of others that led to his tragic end? Today we explore the life and death of George Reeves, the original Superman. George Kiefer Brewer, later known as George Reeves, was born on January 5, 1914, in Woolstock, Iowa. His parents separated shortly after his birth. George was sent to live with relatives in Kentucky before moving to Illinois with his mother. Later, his mother moved to California with her sister. His father remarried, but George never saw him again. At age 13, George Brewer became George Besselow when he was adopted by Frank Besselow. The Besselow marriage ended in turmoil, with George's mother falsely claiming that Frank had died by suicide. However, George later discovered that Frank was alive, which deeply affected him. While studying acting, George met and married Eleanora Needles, the great-great-granddaughter of John Robinson, a famous circus magnate. Their marriage ended in divorce, but it was an important chapter in George's life. He began his film career with a minor role in Gone with the Wind and dyed his hair red for the part. Despite the role's small size, it was a notable start to his career. After starring in Gone with the Wind, Reeves returned to the Pasadena Playhouse where he caught the attention of Warner Brothers, ultimately leading to his first major studio contract. Warner Brothers also suggested he change his name to George Reeves, a name that would become synonymous with Hollywood success. During the production of Gone with the Wind, Reeves completed several other films under his Warner contract, making it his fifth film release. However, these early roles did not propel his career forward, and he ended up parting ways with Warner Brothers. He then signed with 20th Century Fox but had limited success before venturing into freelancing, focusing on roles in Western films. Reeves's luck changed when he was introduced to producer Harry Sherman, which led to a screen test for Hopalong Cassidy films. Reeves impressed with his performance and secured roles in several Hopalong Cassidy westerns, eventually landing a significant part in the war drama So Proudly We Hail. This role earned him a 2-film-per-year contract with Paramount Pictures. In 1943, inspired by his role in So Proudly We Hail, Reeves temporarily put his career on hold to enlist in the U.S. Army. He performed in the Broadway show Winged Victory and joined the Army Air Force's 1st Motion Picture Unit, making training films until the end of the war. After returning to Hollywood post-war, Reeves faced a struggling industry with reduced production. He took on various roles, even working as a cesspool digger to make ends meet. Reeves's rugged appearance and strong memory for dialogue proved advantageous in these fast-paced productions. He demonstrated his versatility by portraying a villainous gold hunter in a Jungle Jim film alongside Johnny Weissmuller. In 1949, Reeves moved to New York City and finalized his divorce from his wife the following year. He then performed on live television programs and radio before returning to Hollywood in 1951 for a role in Fritz Lang's Rancho Notorious. Reeves achieved a significant milestone when he appeared in the Academy Award-winning film From Here to Eternity in 1953, solidifying his place in Hollywood history. Despite famous co-stars like Ronald Reagan and James Cagney, Reeves' early career didn't propel him to stardom, and his contract with Warner Brothers was mutually dissolved. He briefly signed with 20th Century Fox, but his time there was short-lived. Reeves continued to search for roles in westerns in hopes of finding his niche. Actor George Reeves had a serendipitous encounter with producer Harry Sherman, which propelled his career. Reeves impressed casting directors with his screen test for the Hopalong Cassidy films, landing him roles in 5 westerns. This success led to a significant part in the war drama So Proudly We Hail, with Claudette Colbert. Reeves was then signed by Paramount Pictures for 2 films a year. Despite the obstacles, Reeves's resilience and talent allowed him to thrive in the industry, even taking on villainous roles. After his divorce from his wife, Reeves moved to New York City in 1949 to start fresh. He appeared on live television and radio before returning to Hollywood in 1951. He made a triumphant comeback with his role in Rancho Notorious, directed by Fritz Lang. This achievement solidified his place among Hollywood's elite. Interestingly, Reeves was initially hesitant to play Superman in the television series Adventures of Superman due to his doubts about the impact of television. However, he eventually accepted the role and embraced it fully. The production of the series was a whirlwind, with tight schedules and simultaneous filming of multiple scripts. Reeves and the crew worked tirelessly to film the entire first season in just 13 weeks. The series debuted in the following year and propelled Reeves to stardom. Reeves became an overnight national celebrity and cultural icon when the struggling ABC network purchased his show for national broadcast in 1952. Despite contractual restrictions on the cast, Reeves found ways to supplement his income through personal appearances and set a positive example for his young fans by quitting smoking. Behind the scenes, Reeves had a forbidden romance with Toni Mannix, the wife of a powerful general manager. These hidden complexities added intrigue to Reeves's captivating story. In the documentary Look Up in the Sky, The Amazing Story of Superman, Jack Larson shared an interesting exchange with Reeves, who confessed that he never expected to become Superman but attributed it to the death of director Mark Sandrich. Reeves also expressed his surprise at gaining adult fans. Even with the success of the show, the behind-the-scenes tales proved to be just as fascinating as the heroic adventures on screen. Despite his newfound fame as the Man of Steel, Reeves struggled to break free from the superhero's shadow. Between seasons, he took on sporadic acting gigs, including roles in feature films like Forever Female and Fritz Lang's The Blue Gardenia. But as the series captivated audiences nationwide, Reeves found himself trapped in the dual identity of Superman and Clark Kent, making it challenging to land diverse roles. Amidst his on-screen battles with villains, Reeves embarked on a real-life crusade alongside Toni Mannix to raise awareness and funds for myasthenia gravis. Serving as national chairman for the Myasthenia Gravis Foundation in 1955, Reeves used his superhero status for a noble cause. Even during the show's second season, Reeves found time to impart valuable lessons to children in a short film for the Treasury Department, Stamp Day for Superman, where he not only thwarted villains but also encouraged youngsters to invest in government savings stamps. A true hero, both on and off the screen. As Superman soared to new heights of popularity, George Reeves found himself facing a dilemma familiar to many actors, stuck in the one-dimensional role of a superhero. After 2 seasons of donning the iconic cape, Reeves grew dissatisfied with his salary and yearned for more depth in his career. At 40 years old, he longed to break free from the constraints of Superman and explore new horizons. In a bold move, Reeves took matters into his own hands, establishing his own production company and crafting a thrilling TV adventure series titled Port of Entry. With plans to film on location in Hawaii and Mexico, Reeves poured his heart into the project, even penning the pilot's script himself. But just as his dreams were taking flight, the producers of Superman dangled a tempting offer, a salary increase to lure him back to the series. Despite the allure of a bigger paycheck, Reeves's creative ambitions remained unfulfilled. While he reportedly earned a hefty $5,000 per week during production, the confines of Superman's cape continued to chafe. His hopes of bringing Port of Entry to life were dashed as financing fell through, leaving his vision unrealized. But Reeves's quest for artistic fulfillment didn't end there. In 1957, discussions buzzed about a potential theatrical film, Superman and the Secret Planet. As negotiations for a series renewal took shape in 1959, the cast eagerly anticipated a return to the small screen, fueled by the enduring popularity of the show. Amidst the superhero saga, Reeves sought to showcase his versatility, taking on diverse roles such as a bearded frontiersman in Westward Ho! The Wagons, and even flexing his vocal cords on The Tony Bennett Show. Yet, as the years passed, the shadow of Superman loomed large. Even a guest appearance on I Love Lucy couldn't shake the feeling of being typecast. As his friend Bill Walsh once remarked, Reeves found himself grappling with the paradox of success, a beloved role that simultaneously stifled his creative aspirations. Despite the fame and adoration, Reeves couldn't shake the feeling that he was wasting his talents, yearning for roles that would truly challenge him. From 1957 onwards, Reeves, along with a star-studded ensemble including Noel Neill, Natividad Varsio, Gene LaBelle, and a trio of musicians, embarked on a thrilling public appearance tour. The show kicked off with a pulse-pounding Superman sketch where Reeves and Neill took center stage, with LaBelle stirring up mischief as the dastardly Mr. Kryptonite, who cunningly snatched Lois Lane. But fear not, true believers, for in a flash of red and blue, Kent transformed into Superman, swooping in to save the day and engage in a battle of epic proportions with the villainous Fiend. But wait, there's more! After the adrenaline-fueled superhero showdown, Reeves shed his iconic cape to reveal the man behind the hero. In a mesmerizing display of talent, he took to the stage as himself, serenading the audience with soul-stirring melodies while skillfully strumming his guitar. With Varsio and Neill joining in for duets, the atmosphere crackled with energy and excitement. However, behind the scenes, Reeves's personal life was anything but a fairy tale. In 1958, his romance with Toni Mannix came to an end, making headlines as he announced his engagement to society playgirl Leonore Lemon. But amidst the glitz and glamour, financial woes loomed large. Despite plans for marriage and a honeymoon in Tijuana, Reeves confided in friends and family about his mounting money troubles. Hope flickered with the possibility of a Superman revival and a chance to direct a low-budget science fiction film, but alas, financing fell through, leaving Reeves's dreams unrealized. Even as another Superman stage show loomed on the horizon, Reeves found himself grappling with the prospect of reprising the role at the age of 45, yearning for new challenges beyond the familiar confines of Metropolis. Yet, amidst the turmoil, Reeves remained a beacon of integrity and kindness. Fondly remembered as a noble Southern gentleman, his dressing room door bore the inscription Honest George, the people's friend. Bestowed with the title of Kentucky Colonel during a publicity trip, Reeves's charm and warmth endeared him to fans far and wide, leaving an indelible mark on the hearts of all who knew him. In the early hours of June 16, 1959, tragedy struck the Hollywood hills as the life of George Reeves, the beloved Superman of the silver screen, came to a sudden and shocking end. The bustling atmosphere of his home at 1579 Benedict Canyon Drive was shattered by the deafening sound of a gunshot, echoing through the halls and piercing the stillness of the night. As the lapped report would later reveal, Reeves was discovered in the upstairs bedroom, a victim of a fatal gunshot wound to the head. Surrounding him were the remnants of a gathering, with his fiancée, Leonore Lemon, and other party guests present in the home at the time. Yet, amidst the chaos and confusion, conflicting accounts emerged about Lemon's whereabouts during the tragic incident. Fred Crane, a friend and colleague of Reeves, recounted hearsay statements suggesting Lemon's proximity to the bedroom at the time of the shooting, fueling speculation and uncertainty about the events that transpired. Witnesses recounted a chilling scene, with Lemon allegedly pleading for an alibi in the aftermath of the gunshot, casting a shadow of doubt over the circumstances of Reeves's death. But the mystery deepened with each revelation, as investigators uncovered a series of puzzling physical findings. Despite meticulous examination, no fingerprints were recovered from the gun, and no traces of gunpowder residue were found on Reeves's hands. The trajectory of the fatal bullet, recovered from the bedroom ceiling, and the discovery of additional bullets embedded in the floor only added to the enigma surrounding Reeves's demise. Amidst the perplexing evidence and unanswered questions, Reeves's death was officially ruled a suicide. Witness statements, physical evidence at the scene, and the autopsy report all pointed to this grim conclusion, sealing the fate of Hollywood's fallen hero. Yet, decades later, the circumstances surrounding Reeves's tragic end continue to captivate and intrigue, shrouded in the mystique of Hollywood lore. As the legacy of the Man of Steel endures, so too does the mystery surrounding the untimely demise of the man behind the cape, a mystery that may never be fully resolved. In the wake of George Reeves's untimely passing, speculation ran rampant as to the cause behind the tragic event. Leonore Lemon, Reeves's fiancée, pointed to his alleged struggles with depression, attributing his despair to a perceived failed career and the frustration of not landing the roles he desired. Lapped reports echoed these sentiments, describing Reeves as a depressed because he couldn't get the sort of parts he wanted, painting a poignant picture of the actor's inner turmoil. Accounts of the fateful night paint a chilling scene, with Lemon reportedly expressing her fears moments before the fatal gunshot rang out. Witnesses recounted her ominous words, "He's probably going to go shoot himself," followed by the sound of a drawer opening and the ominous echo of a gunshot, a haunting sequence of events that would forever alter the course of Hollywood history. Despite the shadows cast by tragedy, Reeves's legacy endures as a testament to his contributions to the entertainment industry. In a fitting tribute, he found his final resting place at Mountain View Cemetery and Mausoleum in Altadena, California, where fans continue to pay homage to the fallen star. In recognition of his indelible impact on television, Reeves was posthumously honored with a star on the prestigious Hollywood Walk of Fame in 1960, immortalizing his name on the bustling streets of Hollywood Boulevard. Decades later, his enduring influence was further celebrated by DC Comics, who named him one of the honorees in their 50th anniversary publication, 50 Who Made DC Great, ensuring that his memory would live on as a shining beacon of Hollywood greatness for generations to come. Amidst the swirl of speculation and controversy surrounding George Reeves's tragic demise, his mother emerged as a fierce advocate for justice, refusing to accept the official ruling of suicide. With attorney Jerry Giesler by her side, she embarked on a quest for truth, petitioning for a reinvestigation of her son's death, fueled by a mother's unwavering belief in her child's innocence. A second autopsy, conducted at Giesler's behest, yielded startling revelations, a series of unexplained bruises scattered across Reeves's body, casting doubt on the initial findings. Yet, despite the fervent hopes of Reeves's loved ones, the results mirrored those of the first examination, leaving lingering questions unanswered. Even within the tight-knit confines of Hollywood, whispers of skepticism rippled through the community. Actors Alan Ladd and Gig Young voiced their doubts, echoing the sentiments of many who found the official determination hard to swallow. Reeves's friend Rory Calhoun went so far as to declare, "No one in Hollywood believed the suicide story," underscoring the pervasive sense of disbelief that shrouded the actor's tragic end. In the swirling maelstrom of speculation, one name loomed large: Eddie Mannix, MGM vice president and reputed fixer, whose wife, Toni Mannix, had been entangled in a scandalous affair with Reeves. In the pages of Hollywood Kryptonite, authors Sam Kashner and Nancy Schoenberger weave a tantalizing narrative, implicating Mannix in Reeves's death. Rumors swirled of mafia ties and illicit dealings, painting a picture of a shadowy underworld where truth and justice hung in the balance. As the mystery of George Reeves's death continues to captivate and confound, one thing remains certain: behind the glittering facade of Tinseltown lies a labyrinth of secrets, where truth is often stranger than fiction. In the captivating 2006 film Hollywoodland, audiences were transported back to the golden age of Hollywood as Ben Affleck stepped into the shoes of George Reeves, bringing to life the enigmatic actor whose death continues to spark debate and intrigue to this day. Alongside him, Adrian Brody portrayed a fictional investigator, drawing inspiration from the real-life Milo Spiriglio, as they delve deep into the shadows of Tinseltown to uncover the truth behind Reeves's untimely demise. As the narrative unfolds, the film tantalizingly explores three possible scenarios surrounding Reeves's death, each more chilling than the last. Was it a tragic accident, the result of a fatal misstep in the heat of the moment? Or perhaps a calculated act of murder orchestrated by shadowy figures lurking in the corridors of power, with Eddie Mannix's name whispered in hushed tones? And then there's the haunting specter of suicide, a desperate final act by a tormented soul trapped in the glare of the Hollywood spotlight. Yet, amidst the darkness, a glimmer of hope emerges, a CG version of Reeves as Superman, immortalized in the DC Extended Universe film The Flash in 2023. But as fans eagerly awaited his on-screen return, controversy erupted over the use of the CG render, sparking a fierce backlash that reverberated through the halls of fandom. In the ever-evolving landscape of Hollywood, where past and present collide, one thing remains certain: George Reeves' legacy as the Man of Steel endures, casting a towering shadow over the silver screen for generations to come.